everybody, and on today's vlog, we are going to be playing Canosa by One Day West Games. Let us hear the siren song.
It's a treacherous time for seagoing vessels that must travel between the islands where two sirens reside. Their hypnotic voices float across the waves to entrance another ship of inexperienced sailors passing by. The unwary crew abandons its duties and the ship crashes into the craggy rocks that border the island's shore. Patiently, the sirens wait, gleefully plucking panicked sailors from the water. Jealousy motivates each siren to steal the other's prisoners. Whoever captures and brings 4 sailors to their island first shall reign supreme. At least until the next ship passes by and the sirens' game begins again.
Hey Sarah, how's it going?
I'm well, how are you?
I'm doing alright. So what are we playing today?
Today we are going to be playing a prototype of a game called Canosa, which will be launching on Kickstarter in 2021. They have sent us 2 copies of the game. Both,
That's a nice prototype.
Yeah, this one is very, very nice. They're both prototype copies. This one here is sort of like the deluxeified version. All of the components are wooden. They're painted really nicely. This is stained with this beautiful blue stain to make it look like an ocean. So this is the deluxeified version. It comes with a nice case for all of the pieces, which I'll store inside of here. Like that. So this is the nice deluxe version. They also sent us sort of a like more standard version and a note that explained sort of what to expect when they do release the Kickstarter as far as like the differences between the games. As far as I can tell, based on their note, almost everything will be the same, except instead of having this very, very nice wooden storage chest with the storage for the pieces being like a wooden box and that kind of thing, it will instead be a cardboard box and a cardboard game board. But as far as I can tell, the pieces themselves will be very similar to what you see here. So I think it's just the board and the storage solution that's going to be a little bit different in the more basic version. So the story behind this game is that we are 2 rival sirens, and we are each trying to lure sailors basically to their doom by singing pretty songs and trying to get them to our sort of lair. So what's going to happen, let me just put this back together.
So pretty.
It's
so
gorgeous.
Nice.
And this,
it's actually numbered too.
Yeah,
so
this one is numbered, and you can see this beautiful like sort of
engraving.
An engraving. It's here, and it's also on the flip side of the board here. So when you put all the pieces away, you actually turn this lid around and you face it the other way, and it's got this gorgeous engraving on the top here. So, like I said, we are these 2 rival sirens, and it is our goal to lure sailors to their doom.
Our dear old Johnny boy.
So the sailors have these rings on them, and they match our colors. These sailors here are sort of under Nick's control right now, and these are under my control. And what we're attempting to do is lure 4 sailors that we control into our lair over here. It's a pretty simple abstract strategy game. So on your turn, you're going to take 2 actions. You must take 2 actions, even if you don't want to. They can be the same action or they can be 2 different actions. And the actions that you're allowed to do are to move your siren 1 space in any direction from where it currently is, except that once it leaves its home base, it cannot come back. So one of your actions is to move your siren in any direction. It can move orthogonally, which is up, down, left, and right, or diagonally. Another thing that you can do is move a sailor that you control, but they can only move orthogonally. So again, that's up, down, left, or right. So the siren can move in any direction, the sailors can move orthogonally, and the sailors always have to move towards the controlling siren's base. So I control this sailor right now. He has to continue to move towards me. He's sort of like being pulled you know, into this area.
I must
here.
come towards the light.
Exactly. So you can move your siren, you can move your sailor, you can transfer these rings, which sort of show the control, to and from different sailors, from your siren. So if, for example, my siren was here, for one of my actions for my turn, I could take a ring from my siren and put it over this one or this one. Let's just say I do it over this one. Now I have control over this sailor right here.
Now that action, does that have to be orthogonal or is it still?
Nope, that one can be anything that you're adjacent to. So since I'm adjacent to both of these here, it could be either one of these that I place my ring on.
Awesome.
So in addition to moving your siren or your sailor, that's one of the things you can do. Now, if for some reason I wanted to remove control from one of these sailors, I could do that as long as it was my own ring. So I could do that for an action as well. And the reason that you might want to do that is as you play the game, these rings are sort of a resource in and of themselves. They're like the physical manifestation of the control that your siren has over the sailors. And you can run out. Like, right, if I put one here and I put one here, like I don't have any left. So I no longer have any to distribute. And I may find that this one over here is really like, he's a lost cause. I don't feel like I'm ever going to be able to get him. So if I end up, I wouldn't be able to do it in this situation, but let's pretend this is like this. If I end up over here, I could remove this ring from him and put it back on me. And then that gives me another ring that I can work with. So that's an option for you as well as an action that you can take on your turn. And I believe that is it. So you can move your siren, you can move your sailor, you can move a ring from your siren to a sailor or from a sailor that you control back onto your siren. As we play the game, the sirens that we control will get closer and closer to our home ports. And if you ever get one onto your sort of lair, the rings are removed. If there are multiple rings from each player, then each player gets one of their rings back, and then any additional rings are removed from the game. So there's a little bit of strategy there too, because you don't want, if this has, you know, a whole bunch of my own rings, and I put them here, I'm going to take these off, I'm gonna get one back, and it's gonna go onto my siren. My opponent is gonna get one back, it's gonna go onto their siren, but this one right here is just gonna be removed from the game. Similarly, a siren can only hold 3 rings. So if I step onto this space here, this ring right here is just removed from the game because the siren already has 3 rings. Now, I still get the sailor, which is what I sort of need towards the end goal, right? I need 4 sailors to win, but I lose the opportunity to sort of get that ring back. So on your turn, you must take 2 actions. Once you've taken your 2 actions, it becomes your opponent's turn. You just go back and forth until one player has lured 4 sailors to your lair, and then that player wins.
Cool. This is very pretty, and we don't get to keep this. We have to send this back. It's just so pretty.
It is lovely. Once or at the introduction of the video, Nick will show you the engraved part. So by the time I'm talking, you'll have already seen what the box sort of cover
see, like the little
like.
promotion of like, ooh.
It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And it is serialized. So they this was number 64 out of the 100 that they created for the sort of like the pre-campaign.
Yep.
And
cool.
it's absolutely lovely. So
definitely. All right, so we're going to get into it, and we'll see you guys back mid-game and see who's getting their jolly old sailor boys to their lair. All right, toodles! All right, boys and girls, lasses and lassies, sirens and sireners, we have a tie so far.
We
3
are
to 3.
exactly tied.
We need one more to make it to...
And we're in exactly the same spots. Yeah. I am 4 away with... Oh, no. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're in exactly the same spot. So, we shall see. What do you think so far, Nick?
It's good. It's a short game. It's nice.
Well, it's an abstract strategy.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
So, like
it
other
depends on
abstract strategy games,
the players.
Like chess or games like that, it is really based on how skilled the players are.
Because I think we're letting out a lot of things slide by
lasts.
with how we're playing it.
You maybe.
But I enjoy it, and it's going by pretty quick because the way that we're playing. So
because we're not
like
super skilled.
We're not super like going deep into like moves and moves. We're not.
Again, you speak for yourself.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry. We're not Queen's Gambit over here, and the popular Netflix show.
We're not super skilled at this game, right? We've only played it a handful of times before we filmed this, so it's not like we've had decades to study this game or anything like that, like some people do with chess or that kind of thing.
Yes.
But I believe that I am playing mostly to my full potential.
I'm doing my full potentials.
I have played a couple of things in a way that I felt was strategic, and I'm pleased with everything that's happened so far, except that I was in a situation where my siren was already at the max capacity of the number of rings that I could hold.
We lost a bunch. Well, we both lost 2.
But
I got to keep one of mine, and all yours had to go away.
Yeah. So I think that is the only thing that I'm not 100% pleased with my own play.
I was the one that caused it, so it's not like...
Right, but I could have seen that it was coming and distributed more of my rings quicker so that when you did pull those pieces off the board, I could have gotten my rings back.
So I think if we're counting rings, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. No, we're tied on rings.
Yeah, we're pretty equal. I mean, even board placement and everything like that right now is pretty. My siren is a little closer to my home base right now. Not that matters a whole lot, but and then you have 2 pieces that are slightly closer to your home base. So it's
we shall see.
Yes, we shall see. It's still anybody's game, I think.
Yeah. And people in the comments or people watching the video might be like, no, someone has it. And, well, then we'll figure it out.
Only 4 sailors need to be captured for a player to win. And right now, Nick and I have each captured 3. So it's anybody's game, but whoever captures the next sailor wins the game.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get back into it, and we will get back to you guys in a little bit and see who's the winner and loser of Singing the Siren Song. Toodles. Well, alrighty there, Miss Siren of the Sea, out sirening me of these jolly old sailor boys. I was outmaneuvered, and
My siren's song was the most enticing.
Yes, it was the most enticing, and I messed up, and I was frustrated. I was like, play again! Reshuffle the board! Again!
I typically am not a huge fan of abstract strategy games. It's usually not one of my favorite mechanics, but I actually really like this one. This one's kind of cool.
I like how you can, it's not like, you can reset and then go and reset and go, and there's different strategies you can try. Sarah was giving her people like 3, so...
Yeah, the last sailor that I got home, he had a ring situation that looked like this, I believe.
Yeah.
So, as a sailor, no piece can hold more than 3 rings at a time. So, you know what? I think it looked like this. It looked like this. So, I said at one point in the game, he was somewhere over here, and he only had 2 rings on him. But Nick and I kept going back and forth on, over controlling a particular piece. And I was like, they could only ever hold 3 rings. So even though I'm already in control of this ring here, if I put another ring on it, even though that seems like a little bit of overkill, right? Because I already had control over it. Well, now this stays under my control for as long as I want it to. Nick can't take this out of my control. So I did that as sort of a gamble that I could guarantee that one sailor would be under my control always. And it paid off because that was the sailor that I was finally able to get home. And by me not really having to worry about Nick taking control over this piece, it meant that I could send him out and he was safe enough to make it back to the home port area, while I kind of situated my siren over here in front of Nick's so that any sailors that started to come toward Nick's, I could distribute rings to those sailors and sort of take them under my control before they could get into Nick's home port. And I think it was a good strategy. It paid off. So
It did.
it worked. And that was kind of cool because of the 3 rings situation going on here.
Yep. Yep. That was outmaneuvered. Okay. Well, this was our vlog of... Say one time for you, Sarah.
Canosa.
Canosa.
Canosa by
One Day West Games.
Jinx.
Jinx, you have to play this again with me. And again, and again, and again.
I wouldn't mind playing this one again. It's a nice game. And so, like we said, so they sent us the deluxe version, which is everything you see here is very, very nice. And then they also sent us, this is still a prototype copy, but like I said, there's a note in here that says that this is pretty close to what you'll see in sort of the retail edition of the game. So it comes with the standard cardboard board, the rules set, and then it says in the note that this will be a plastic insert instead of a foam insert, but it still has the very nice player pieces and everything like that. So if you do plan on kickstarting it, if you can afford this gorgeous, gorgeous production, I would definitely get this one. But if you can't, don't feel like you're missing out on too much, because all of the pieces that are in sort of like the retail edition are also still very, very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice.
All right. Well, we hope you all enjoyed this vlog today, and I hope you all check this out on Kickstarter. We'll have more information about it in the description below. So, without further ado, toodles!